One final question. The last one, and there's a number that we haven't gotten through. Thank you for your response on the questions. But the final question, I'll start with you, Steve. Right now, Utah is in the black and has excess funds each year. What will happen to funding for public schools and private schools when Utah might be in the red when things aren't so peachy?
Well, my plan this year, which is my plan every year, is let's put the majority of that money to education. We are underfunded in education. That's where it should be. Now, to avoid bad situations when we go in the red, we need to be responsible with our budget. And that largely means paying for things with cash as we go. And just one more little educational thing here. You talk about paving over our children. Well, we do have transportation needs, and we try to pay for those with cash so that in tough times we can pull out the cash, put it into education, and then substitute the cash for those transportation projects with bonds. So that's the type of thing that we do on an ongoing basis.
And we talk about, I know Senator Hickman said, well, this is one-time money, this $9 million. And we hear a lot about one-time money. But you've got to remember, one-time money is still our public money. It doesn't matter if it's in the general fund or the education fund, it's our public money. And public money should go to public schools. And I really feel like that my question is, actually it's a question to Steve, is what will happen if we don't have that one-time money and we've got all these vouchers out there that's predicted and we don't have the money to pay for those vouchers? And who's going to suffer? Is the education community going to suffer, or are the ones that don't have the voucher going to suffer? I think that's a question that needs to be asked.
Can I answer that?
Go right ahead, and that will be our final answer of the evening.
Education won't suffer. I mean, we went through some pretty bleak years, 2001, 2002, 2003, where all areas of the budget were slashed except for one. The most expensive item by far that we had to bleed everything else to shore it up, and that's education. I'm glad we can end on this point. Do not doubt for a second that education is the #1 priority to the legislature and always will be.
We want to especially thank Ed Rogers for being the moderator. Steve and Carmen, thank you for civility, your information. We encourage each of you to research the issue, see what you can find. We have the Utah Public Education Center, which is out of U of U, is releasing shortly a nonpartisan research data that they have put together. We encourage you to go there. It's UPEC, Google UPEC, and wherever you can go to find good information, we encourage you to do that. We are grateful for the opportunity of having the right to vote on this issue. All we need to do is go vote how you would like to. Thank you for coming.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thanks, Region 20.